So the biggest thing that has happened this week is what?
Meghan and Prince Harry. Is he still Prince Harry? Yeah, he's still Prince Harry. And the interview with Oprah. And the aftermath of all of that.
Bruh. I have a lot of mixed opinions on it.
I haven't watched it yet. I don't think I will. It's 2 hours. That's 2 hours of my time. I don't think I can give up.
I haven't watched the full interview because I don't care. I generally I've never really cared about the royal family.
Me neither.
I watched the weddings though because I love weddings, but I
mean, I was sort of forced to watch the weddings.
I mean, you're given a day off, so it's so you kind of have to. But
that's the only good thing about it. Free national holiday.
Off. I've never really cared about the royal family. I've never seen the point. A lot of people have screamed tourism.
They did save the economy in 2012. Let's be fair.
Yeah,
but it is overstated, but we're allowed in this time.
I can understand they contribute to some of the tourism, but I don't think you can equate majority of the tourism from the monarchy. You know?
No, you can't.
And considering that Bangladesh no longer has a monarchy and India doesn't have a monarchy purely based on the actions of the British monarchy, I don't really care about them, you know? It's just like they destroyed all the other monarchs. All right. And in their, the British Empire. So
yep.
I don't really care.
They're there, innit? That's what they are.
They're using taxpayers' money.
They really are. They really are. Our taxes.
Do they really bring in enough money that we
enough
have to
money
pay
to
justify paying their stuff with our tax money? I don't think so. Considering majority of our exports are service based.
Yep.
They don't really provide a service as far as I'm concerned. So
well, you don't count touring the palaces of England, the service.
Yeah, but the ticket costs are like £11 each, so you're not really generating that much from it.
Yo, listen. In fact, let's pull up the figures. Let's pull up the figures.
Because yeah.
A few moments later.
I mean, they pay taxes. I was shocked by this.
They've only just started. I guess people were complaining.
They estimate they contribute around £1.8 billion to the British economy and 550 million to tourism. And as a result of acting as ambassadors, they are supposedly worth, the royal family is supposedly worth 150 million.
That's not a lot. Considering the Kardashians aren't the royal family. And isn't it both Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian are worth like 900 million each? That's a bit weak. Anyway, I saw clips of the interview, right? And I'm in two minds about that whole thing, right? On one hand, I believe some of the stuff she's saying, right? Especially about the mental health thing, considering they didn't care about Princess Diana, right?
Exactly, very much so.
I believe that, and I think the reason why she probably wasn't, not that she wasn't entitled to help, but the royal family weren't going to pay for help. I think what a lot of people don't realize, and especially Americans, because I see a lot of Americans commenting on Twitter, right? And I don't think they understand that the royal family are more of a business than an actual family. Like it's not
Real talk.
really, it's not a family, it's a
It's
business model. And if you're a princess or if you're a prince, if you have a title, you're an employee. The minute you have a title, you're an employee. Right? So when she says, I went to someone in Buckingham Palace and I said, I need help, she, at that point, I don't think she wasn't given a title. Right? And so because she wasn't given a title, because Harry's not, I mean, he's in the main line of the family, but he's not going to get the throne.
Yeah, Prince Harry will never be king of this country.
He's not going to rule, right? She is not entitled to, you know how in companies you can get free healthcare or free health insurance or stuff like that, right? You get certain perks for being an employee in certain companies, right? Because she hasn't been conferred a title, because she also didn't give up her American citizenship, right? And you can't get a member of the royal family cannot have dual nationality.
Dual citizenship, as we discovered with the Queen's uncle.
Yeah, you can't have dual nationality, right?
No.
So in order to be considered a royal, she didn't want to give up her American passport, right?
Which is fair enough.
Which, I mean, that's fine. You don't have to, right? But, well, actually, no, you do. Like the minute she's marrying into the main line, if she was marrying someone like...
But technically, Harry will no longer be in the main line of the royal family.
Well, not anymore, but at the time, right? This is like at the beginning when they were getting married, right?
But even then, Kate and William had their first child, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think it's because Charles has the two children.
Yeah. Right?
So let's unfortunately, if there was a freak accident and all of them died, right? The whole Kate Middleton and their three children.
3 children now. Yeah.
Then
3.
it's Harry.
Harry's son. Yes, it's true.
So there's only 3 kids. There's not like this. It's not like
there's 8 or 9 kids. Yeah.
There's 8 or 9 kids. You know, this isn't the Queen, right? This is Charles. Charles didn't have any children with Camilla, right?
No.
So, yeah, even he's in the main line of the family. They have a different set of rules, right? And what was I saying? Yeah, she didn't want to give up her nationality. You're supposed to, if you want to have a title, right? Which would be, hers would be the Duchess of Sussex, right?
Yep.
She didn't want to do that, right? And if you don't want to do that, why are you marrying a prince? I just don't understand. Like, you knew you were going to have to. There's not an option to be a princess and be an American princess. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing. It's true.
There's no such thing. It's a British monarchy. Hello. You know? So, like, it's essentially more of a business model, right? And when she asked, she wouldn't have been entitled for them to pay for it. She could have gone out herself. She has money. She's not broke. She could have gone out and paid for it herself. But I understand the sentiment. Like, if I asked for help, they should have, they should have helped me. But I think that's the naive thinking of thinking you're marrying into a family unit. It's not really a family unit.
Not even a very dysfunctional family unit at this point.
And the fact she should have got a clue when she first went to meet the Queen, and Harry told her that she had to curtsy in private. It's not a facade. She is the Queen. Hello, you're gonna have to,
You have to live up to the standards.
Yeah, there's certain rules and regulations. However, a lot of the problems that I think Meghan faced, which was not knowing the rules, not knowing the requirements, I blame Harry for that. Please, anyone who... Listen, let me tell you something.
It's very true.
It's his fault. The palace is not going to automatically provide you someone, right? She's not an employee, right? Hire someone yourself. There are plenty of etiquette people. There are plenty of people in London that he could have hired. He's got money. He could have hired to teach her the protocol.
Yeah, it's one of them ones when you meet in your in-laws and your partner will now give you the lay of the land, what you should be doing, how you should be doing certain
And
stuff.
it's a cultural difference, right? There's a difference between the British culture and Americans. Huge difference. Huge difference.
Yes. We're reserved, we are quiet,
we're not outspoken.
Nope.
None of that. You know, and it's just, I don't, you know what? I don't attribute this to it being Meghan's fault. It's not Meghan's fault. It's Harry's fault. Harry should have hired someone, and everyone's applauding him for standing up and being like standing with his wife. No, he feels guilty, because he knows it's his fault.
Nah, not just that. I think he has
to. He's the one that put her in this situation to begin with.
It's true, but it's not
his fault.
It's not just that. I think he realizes what the how can I say this nice, the animal that is also the British media, and how British media, if they wanna do agenda, they're the one single corporation in this country that if they do an agenda on you, you're finished. And they had their eyes set on Meghan from day one, to be fair, and Harry has to take some blame because he really should have prepared her.
Not some, a lot of it.
Yeah, he has to take the blame.
He has to take the brunt of it. And people aren't blaming him when he is clear, and they're applauding him. Applauding him for what? He put her in this situation in the first place.
Yeah, but he cleaned up his mess at least.
He didn't clean up nothing. Nothing's been sorted.
What do you mean? He took his wife out of the British eye, and they're living their best life. He didn't do
that. Trust me. He was not the one that initiated that.
Well, you say Meghan initiated that.
She said, I will divorce you now.
Yeah, but see, my mental health is better. I haven't watched the whole interview, so.
No, I'm not saying she said that in the interview, but trust, she probably was like, yo, I will divorce you and leave you here to be the sacrificial lamb. I'm not being no sacrificial lamb. And he went, no worries, babes. I'm with you. I think also he used her as an scapegoat too. I don't think he wanted, for a long time, I don't think he wanted to be part of the royal family.
I don't think he's ever wanted to be part of the royal family.
I don't think he wanted to. I think he wanted, look, when he was cozying up to Rihanna, I knew he didn't want to be part of the... I don't think he wanted to be part.
He knew he was never going to be king.
Which he wasn't mad at. Which exactly. I think when Kate and William got married, right, there was news that no one in the royal family wanted to be king, right? Which I can understand. I think Charles is too old, so I don't think he's going.
That one's another case. Let's not speak. That one's another case. But yes,
he's quite old. I think he's like, what? Isn't he in his 70s?
Prince Charles is 72.
Yeah, no, he's old.
Yeah, he's an old man.
To be honest, Donald Trump ran for president and he was in his 70s too, so...
At this point, the Queen should really abdicate, but that ain't happening.
I don't think she...
She's dying on the throne.
Think she will die. She will die on the throne. I don't think she can trust her family to...
Yeah, Charles... From the clips I see from The Crown and stuff, Charles doesn't seem like a serious candidate.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really cares. I think people are over it. I think the main family was over it because I think both William and Harry, well, there was an article like a few years ago before, what's the eldest one called? Louis was born. Was it Louis? Edward? One of them.
Oh.
George. It's George, right?
George.
Before George was born, that there was a rumor going around saying that, no one wants to be king. Meaning both William and Harry didn't want to be king. And it's because Kate wasn't royalty.
Yeah, she was
No, she wasn't.
No, I said she was. I think she was like common folk and stuff.
She wasn't common
she
like
wasn't
us.
Common folk, but she was like.
But he met her at uni.
Yeah, he met her at uni.
At uni life, he met her at uni, which raised some eyebrows at the start,
as it would,
because they had laid out all these princesses, and they were like, "Oh, pick one," and he didn't pick any, and he went and picked someone he met at uni.
Yo, listen, true love finds itself in the most random of places. Respect true love.
How can you love someone who has no hair?
Yo, listen, that's a sticky situation because in his younger days, man had hair, you know.
He did. I don't know what happened. Wait, does his dad not have any hair? Let me see.
His dad's bald. Dad's bald. Yeah, Charles is bald. No, I'm lying. Charles has more hair than him. Well, apparently baldness happens on the mum side of the family, so we should be looking at...
Oh, no. Oh, we should be looking at Diana's
parents. Yeah. Yeah, listen. Yeah, William is peak. And it just happened. It was so quick. Man had hair next thing you know. You should just do the bold look at this point.
Yeah, and I think at the start, they were saying that Kate couldn't be queen because she's not a princess. They were going to just make her a duchess and that was it. She could never get the title of queen. And then I think they changed it. There was a new law. They changed the law. Which, I mean, technically anyone who marries a prince, so a man cannot become a king from being married to a woman who's the
queen, yeah.
But a woman can, just not in the royal family unless she's already conferred a princess title, apparently.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think from all the opinions that I've been seeing online, like I know that she said that someone said to her that, should I play the clip? Do you think would be allowed?
Yeah, play the clip.
She was talking about, how someone talked to her about being worried about the skin color of Archie.
Oh my days.
Can I just set for the record straight, right? She is mixed race. She's not black. She's mixed race. She is mixed race, and her mum is light skin.
Archie's gonna come out like Ross Barkley. I promise you for free.
Excuse me. Let me tell you something. Yeah, Archie. She didn't have heartburn when she was pregnant with Archie. I knew he was gonna come out with no hair like his dad. So please, I just don't understand.
Harry has hair. Oh.
Yeah, but you can see he's balding.
Nah,
if you look at that picture, what's it? Prince Harry.
Yo, that hairline is strong. What are you saying?
Oh, cool. So we can watch the 5 key moments.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
See, I in a way I do believe this, but at the same time I smell cap because she's mixed race and that baby was going to come out pale.
Yo, listen, the royal family, them man are...
I don't think they know much about genetics.
I genuinely do believe they asked the question. They
probably were like, oh, it's going to have some color to it, right? But I thought they were going to be more worried if it came out ginger. A black ginger baby.
The royal family are probably thinking the baby's going to come out like us and not realizing this is going to be the most fairest skinned person ever.
Yeah, of course it is. 3/4 white, and you thought it was going to come out looking like me.
Listen, he's going to come out like Ross Barkley. He will grow up like Ross Barkley. I guarantee you this.
Who is that?
Unshare your screen, I'll show you. Oh yeah, Ross, not Rose.
Okay, Ross.
Barkley.
Is this one?
No, Barkley. B-A-R-K. Yeah, him. That's how he's going to come out.
Is his mum black?
Nah, he's
Is he Italian or something?
No, he's English. His paternal grandparents are Nigerian, I believe. I believe it's paternal.
Oh, okay, like great grandparents.
No, grandparents.
Oh, his grandparents.
Yeah, his grandparents. One is Nigerian, and I want to say the other is Irish.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and his dad is mixed race. His mom is white, and look, that's how he's turned out. So
exactly. See, I knew he was going to turn out white. The reason why I thought he was going to be white is because, for a mixed race person, anyway, Meghan Markle is quite.
She's very fair.
Light.
She's very, very fair.
Right?
She's very fair.
Like, even if you look at her next to her mum, she took the lighter genes, right? And then she went for Harry, the pink bandit. So he was never going to come out looking black. There are cases that occasionally, if you have great grandparents that are fully black, then your child could possibly come out, but that's a very rare.
Very rare genetics.
You know, so I understand they probably did ask the question, like, what color is he going to be, and is it going to look weird? Because what if he has ginger hair like Harry, and he's got black skin?
That'll be very, very interesting combination.
I've seen that before, though. I have seen it.
Yeah, I think I've seen it as well, to be fair, but that's a very, very rare combination.
It's rare. But yeah, that bit I smell a bit of a cap.
Maybe it was over fantasized, but and the other key thing to come out of all of this is the dragging and how they got Piers Morgan out of here was beautiful.
I think the reason why Piers Morgan left was not because of the racism. It was because of the fact that he said that I don't believe she was going to commit suicide when she was pregnant.
Honestly, that you know, he doesn't believe that, you know.
How can he say that? Like, you don't know. And I understand there are some people that exaggerate. I don't think she was exaggerating because if you look back at the media outlet that was happening while she was pregnant, the media it was awful.
It was a disgrace. It was nothing short of a disgrace what the media did. And
I will say though, British media, in terms of like paparazzi, is much better than America.
Yeah, but the problem with because America
has no self-control. They have no shame. When Kim Kardashian was pregnant, you know, they almost killed her twice.
Yeah, I know. But because
how can you chase a pregnant woman when she's driving? I really don't understand that. I know you have a job. I know you have a job, but you could be civilized.
Listen, that's not a job you should be having in your life. I'm so sorry. Being paparazzi is not a job you should be having in this life. But see, with American media, because it's so, with British media, all of them will focus their one sole attention on you, unlike American media. American media, you won't have like the whole media landscape driving their one point on one person. British media,
unless you all live in LA, then they'll hound you every day.
Unless it's like somewhere like that. But yeah, British media, man.
But then Britain is smaller.
Yeah.
So there's not much going on.
Exactly. There isn't much going on. So
there's not much going on for you to be. What is there to report on? Jessie J. She doesn't even live here anymore. She lives in Australia. So
does she?
Yeah. She went there with Channing Tatum, no? That's where they were living. She was on the Australian Voice as well.
Mad. Anyway, I digress. But yeah.
Piers Morgan is not on there anymore. And I think a lot of people were saying, oh, now we're going to just have... I do think he had some valid points on some subjects. Yeah, not all, some.
Such as?
The pandemic.
Oh, okay, yeah. How
That pandemic was a disgrace.
how he's dragging the politicians was funny. It was sweet. I can't lie.
And everyone was like, "Oh, you're not letting them speak. Speak about what? They haven't done any." He's asking them questions, and they're like, "Oh, we did so much." They would really cap on live TV saying, "Oh, we did so much," and he went, "No, you didn't."
Listen, how he was dragging Matt Hancock was beautiful.
Every time, and the man would still go on there.
Listen,
for what? To be humiliated.
Honestly, he's a better man than me. After the first one, you will never see me again. National TV, and this is how you want to drag me? Call it work.
Because see, I wanted to see how they were going to talk their way out of spending £37.5 billion on the track and trace system that didn't even work.
Apparently, that's cap. It wasn't actually 37 billion. It's been over. What's the word? Over.
It's been exaggerated.
Yeah, it's been exaggerated. That's it. It's closer to 4 billion. Because if it was actually 37 billion.
But even 4 billion.
Even 4 billion is ridiculous. But if it was 37 billion. No. Jasmine, if it was 37 billion.
There would be a riot.
They'll be rioting in the streets of England. Well, they wouldn't be rioting because we're not the French. But they'll be serious.
They've rioted before, so they'll riot again.
We're not the French, man. The French riot when the French riot over the smallest things. Listen, when's the last time the British rioted? 2012.
Yeah, a while ago. Hold on one sec. Let me just look on the Twitter. Yeah, I did want him to like talk about why the NHS was only going to get a 1% pay rise.
Yeah, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace.
B, I wanted him to talk to them about that fail of a track and trace app, because by the way, employers, because you know how I used to work in the River Island warehouse, they would tell us to turn it off. So they stopped. Like a lot of places were like, "Oh, please turn off the track and trace." So if you're telling me to turn it off, then how am I meant to know?
Honestly, it was really. See, this is why sometimes.
Plus, they got a big.
You need a dictatorship sometimes in cases like this, because see what they did in China and like South Korea. Listen,
but the government handled it different though, because everyone got groceries delivered to their house.
That's true, and there was stuff like if you were. And they actually tracked your phones as well. So you really couldn't do anything.
The British government do it too. They just don't want to admit it. That's why they're not very efficient either. You know.
Yeah, they probably are tracking our phones, but they're not doing anything with the information.
Yeah, the difference with here and Asia is the cultural difference. British people don't want to follow rules.
And guess what?
Always about their rights.
No. In fairness, we did follow the rules during the first lockdown. By this point now, the British people are tired of listening to Boris.
Listen. If Boris tries to delay releasing us, or if he tries to put us in another lockdown, let me see how many people will actually go into lockdown. Let me see how many businesses will actually close.
They'll get
Nothing's gonna.
Boris has to make this work. He has to. The government have to make this work. Let's face it. If it doesn't work,
they're gonna have to just employ more people in the NHS, which they can't even do because everyone's resigning.
Yes,
that people are resigning,
going private because there's more money in private.
And the government can't do anything, and then they're going to complain that we have to outsource all the stuff, but you don't pay enough for anyone. That's why people do their medical degree in this country. Like a lot of people our age, right? A lot of people chose medicine, but they're not going to stay here. They're going to go to Australia. They're going to go to China,
Canada,
Korea, where they pay more money.
Listen, we could do a whole other episode on the NHS. We can do a whole other episode on what is completely wrong with the NHS, and that's what we can do another episode on that, because I have a lot to say on the NHS.
I think public services in general, because I think teachers are shaft. I saw something online, saying that teachers are paid 35,000. 35,000 where? Who's paid that? Who's paid that? Because I know
Eh.
some teachers, they're not paid that.
Maybe it's upper level. Maybe it's like head of years and like head of departments. Because there's
Even
no
head
way.
of years, not all head of years are paid that, you know?
Even because standard
It's
teacher
not it's not even consistent across the country.
it depends where you live. Like teachers in London earn more than teachers say in Hull, but
Yeah.
standard of living in London is ridiculous. So
But they're not being paid, even in London, they're not being paid 35.
yeah, they're not.
That's not a lot. How can you pay mortgage, pay bills, have children, all that? How can you do that on that? It's hard, you know?
Life is hard.
But yeah, Piers Morgan leaving. A lot of people were saying that, oh, it's freedom of speech. I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want.
But there's freedom of speech and there's consequences to that freedom of speech if you are not careful with what you are saying.
Exactly. And that's the problem, right? You can say whatever you want.
But just be wary of the consequences.
And
Be
he's
aware of the consequences
can't
you
just
will face.
the problem is you can't just say anything and don't think there's going to be consequences for your actions.
Hello? You're not judge, jury, and executioner out here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No one's saying you don't have freedom of speech. You said what you said, and you said it with your chest, and you still believe it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, you
So
stand by it. You can say that.
stand by what you say. Stand
But
by your principles.
It doesn't align with the company you work with.
Honestly, and especially after how ITV got dragged with Love Island and stuff, they were like,
Exactly.
They weren't having another.
They had a whole campaign about
mental health.
health.
They said no
sir, not me.
Piers, I mean, we're with you with all the racism stuff, right? And all the sexism.
Let's face it, Piers Morgan is majority of white Britain. Let's face it.
Well, I would say conservative white Britain.
Yeah, it's majority of conservative white Britain. Let's face it. And this is the thing with like social media and stuff. People don't. There's more to life outside social media. And say your Twitter feed, for example, your Twitter feed is what you want it to be. So when I see people do fake outrage for stuff like this, and like this happens in everyday life. I mean, you on your protected social media bubble, you need to really get out more.
Because if he worked for a bank, right? Or he worked for an insurance company and he was saying those things, he would not be having a job.
He wouldn't be.
He wouldn't. And unfortunately, he works in the world of journalism. He's a public figure. So he's not exactly going to be completely not able to get another job. But if you and I were to say the exact same comments he was,
they would have finished
in
us.
a work setting,
they would have.
We would get disciplinary to the highest level, be on our record for life.
You probably never get another job in the industry.
You wouldn't be able to get another job. You would have to set up your own business.
Honestly. No. But yeah, they got Piers out of there. That was...
I mean, I think a lot of people didn't like the fact that he was replaced by, what's her name? Ranveer?
Wait, he was... Oh, they got a replacement already? Listen.
They were quick with that. I think they were gearing up the placement. Also, a lot of people were saying, oh, he left. I think he was given an ultimatum.
He was definitely given an ultimatum. Leave with your dignity or we'll disgrace you out here. We'll disgrace you.
We'll fire you or you can leave.
Leave with your dignity and your head held high, or we will disgrace you out here.
The weatherman gave him. It was the weatherman that called him out.
Oh, Alex.
What's his name?
Oh, they got Ranveer Singh.
Yeah.
Oh, Singh rather, not song. Singh.
Yeah.
Never heard of her in my life, I can't lie.
A few moments later.
Listen to this. Japan to ban overseas spectator for Tokyo Olympics.
As they should. listen,
They haven't even opened their borders anyway.
listen, if this country, if England was a truly serious country, they would lock off the borders for the rest of the year. They were a truly serious country, but they won't.
The thing is, they should only let people who have citizenship in. That's what Korea did. And they even called back all citizens. They said, listen, if you want to keep your Korean citizenship, come back here now.
Honestly, because listen, the vaccination process is going great, it's going well.
But Korea, Japan, and China aren't taking the vaccine. And neither is Australia. Not all the countries are. It's only the ones that couldn't be bothered to take it seriously first time. So the US has taken it. I think Canada's taking it, and the UK. Everyone else is just watching to see what the side effects are. Honestly, as they should, by the way.
As they should. So anyway, countries doing the vaccination protocol. Say it's a rounding success. Majority of the nation is now vaccinated. Whilst we're doing this vaccination process, you cannot allow citizens from other countries that have different strains of the COVID virus to come into this country, because it would defeat the purpose of the vaccination program. And guess what you're going to have to do? Revaccinate the entire nation. And
to be honest, it's a yearly vaccine anyway.
Yeah, it'll be like the flu jab. So,
do I even take the flu jab?
I don't even take the flu jab.
I've never got it ever.
I've never got it ever. So I've never had the flu. So
I've probably had the flu, but the thing is that I don't see the point of having to take a vaccine every year. I don't mind taking one that lasts me 10, 15 years, but not one every year. Why? I don't even like needles.
Yeah, man up then, because
they can't make it mandatory.
No, they can't. They can't make it mandatory, but there are ways around it.
If you're talking about a vaccine passport is only valid if the other country actually accepts it. Which I don't think a lot of countries do accept it.
And there's stuff they can do, like if you want to leave the country.
They still can't hold me against my will. International law, they would be breaking. International law. Human rights law. They can't break it because they're part of the, G4S?
Oh, this is the same government that wants to pull out of a couple of the human rights laws as it is. So,
I mean, that's all right. I'll get a Singaporean citizenship anyway. It's a more powerful passport.
Fair enough.
What was I going to say? But yeah, Piers Morgan's gone.